ready for the Patriots to buy, Keith?
I am ready for them to buy. Yes, sir. Deadline less than a week away. Tuesday, we'll have our trade deadline sounder ready to go for Tuesday. Any and all trades on Tuesday.
Heck yeah.
We will be ready. Oh, yeah. Probably got one in the hopper somewhere. We got one for every sport.
What time is that deadline?
It's probably, unfortunately, like at 4 or 3 or 4.
That's fine. Then we'll have breaking news all throughout the show. Yeah, that's
and then we can leave it for the afternoon show, and they can use that if they so choose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready to go. They should absolutely be buyers.
Well, they've already got the selling part down. Like they've already done that.
4 p.m. Eastern.
4 p.m. Great. So all day long on to a full trade deadline episode on Tuesday with Jones and Keefe.
Any Tom, Dick, or Harry that gets traded in the NFL, we will let you know.
We mean anyone.
Anybody.
Anything
happens. Be a pick swap.
Billy's got you covered.
Billy's
if
at the
anything
desk.
happens.
Yeah, he's getting the desk ready.
But no, they already have the selling down.
Yep. They've moved on.
I'm a little skeptical about the buying. And I know there's been some positive reports out there. Your girl, Diana Rossini.
Yep, always on it.
Among them, which has me a little skeptical.
Yeah.
She reported yesterday the Patriots are expected to be buyers before the NFL trade deadline.
Yeah, so that concerns me.
I don't know what that means. Does that mean a big ticket item? Does that mean depth? I mean, either way, I guess you're technically buying, which I would approve of. I'm fine with depth.
Yeah.
But
if they get a player or two that's better than Keon White and Kyle Duggar, I guess technically that would be buying, right? Because you're losing those guys and you're bringing in 2 players. Maybe it's not even those exact positions, but
it would be a net add.
Yeah, it would be a net add. So I'll take that. Because in baseball, real quick, Breslow has a track record of being bad at deadlines.
Yeah.
Mike Vrabel and Stretch and Cowden, TBD. Right? Let's see what these guys do. This isn't Elliott Wolf. We always make jokes about it. This isn't Elliott Wolf at the deadline. Also, last year at the deadline versus this year at the deadline, completely different stories. Last year at the deadline, I mean, it was maybe teams were looking at you to see if there was anybody worth a damn.
That's where I wanted them to sell.
I wanted them to sell. There wasn't much to sell. They didn't have a lot of guys. You weren't really going to get much. This year, they basically got rid of a couple of guys that weren't fits, and they got their picks. And so right now, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they do have 5 more days to sort of take those picks and the picks that they already had and turn those into players. If they don't, I'll be upset. And I'll be like, how does just essentially cutting Kyle Duggar help your team right now? But if they add a player or two, then I'm really good. Like that's the direction they should be going.
Yeah, and, Hart made the point yesterday, well, Kyle Duggar's not playing. What's the difference? And I would say, well, he started 4 games for you. And I would say if you have an injury to Hawkins or Woodson, and same thing with Keon White, if Landry or Kayvon Chasen go down, you do need some depth. So I'm against the selling in a vacuum, but if they net add, and we can debate how much faith you have in them doing that, then, as I said yesterday, it'll be no harm, no foul. So I'm just skeptical they're actually going to add. And we'll play you something from Adam Schefter coming up. He was on WEEI Afternoons yesterday. He's as plugged in as anybody when it comes to insider information in the NFL regarding the trade deadline. So we'll play that coming up. But it is an on-the-clock Thursday here. We'll go on the clock with a perfect Halloween evening for you.
This is easy.
Open-ended.
Open-ended, 60 seconds, how to make your Halloween night perfect.
However it looks, we'll give you a nice warning. Not even warning, just a nice heads up on some bullet points on how to approach the Halloween holiday tomorrow.
It involves scantily clad costumes.
I wouldn't rule it out. So you can dial us up, 617-779-7937. You can interact Twitter and Instagram at Jones and Keefe. You can watch along and chat. Twitch.tv/BostonWEEI. Always a healthy chat going on on Twitch, and do the same on YouTube. Just subscribe to WEEI. We're going to talk to Taylor Kyles at 11:30.
Nice.
From CLNS. We'll get his thoughts on the Patriots heading into this Falcons game on Sunday. I also want some answers on why the NFL won't let him tweet out his breakdown videos anymore.
The No Fun League, Jones. That's what they call it.
I guess
that's what it stands for.
I guess that's what's going on.
It is obnoxious. Every sport has had their battles where they're like, stop, promoting our stuff. Like, we don't want that because they just want money for every single thing. But it's like, I don't know. That kind of helps. Especially, like, that was going on for baseball for a while or basketball. It's like people tweeting out highlights. And they're like, you can't do that. Right. It's like, oh, God forbid a bunch of young kids watch home runs online.
Right.
They can't do that.
Younger people who enjoy your sport and your game.
Like, no.
Want to put that out there.
Yeah, it's lame.
Just to make a few bucks in the meantime. So anyway, we'll talk to Taylor Kyles about it. CLNS. We also have a Kiefer Madness for you at 12:45, so stay tuned. This is Schefter yesterday on WEEI Afternoons, and I know what Rossini's saying. I guess Jordan Schultz has reported something similar. I listened to Schefter yesterday, and I'm like, this doesn't sound like a team that's going to be buying.
I think it should be a slow, steady build. There should be nothing that they do that they're overpaying for. Drake May is going to be in New England a long time. He is going to be on his rookie contract for 2 more years after this year. They need to make decisions that they would make as if Drake May were there, weren't there. Like, just keep building the roster, keep building around him. Don't force the issue. If there's something that makes sense and there's some value in a trade, then go do it. And if there's not, don't force something because you feel like, boy, we're in a better spot than we expected to be.
Okay, so first of all, I guess that's reasonable. Like, don't overpay. I mean, I guess that's reasonable.
Yeah, but that's obvious. You never want to overpay. No one's like, I can't wait to overpay for this. Like, no, sometimes you really want a player, and then it gets to that point, and you're like, all right, we're either doing this or we're not, and then you either you do or you don't, right?
Yeah, it's how Breslow, just to make that analogy again, never gets anything done at the deadline.
Yeah.
You don't want to overpay, so you get nothing.
So that's obvious. So that's one part of what he said that I would obviously agree with. But
if that's the Patriots' stance, that is reasonable in a certain way. Like, we don't want to overpay. Okay, fine. But then it's also a slow rebuild.
No, it's not a slow and steady rebuild.
I don't think so either.
Already won 2 more games this season than they did all of last season, and we're at the halfway point. They're way better this year than they could have imagined. And not just record-wise, but you have the MVP of the league for the first half of the season, according to you, and you know what? You may have swayed me.
Yeah,
he may have swayed me as well after last game.
It was probably more him than me, but yeah.
He had a lot to do with it.
But okay, either way.
His stats,
you've been swayed.
Yeah, his stats, which are only comparable to Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, and Manning, yeah, that's kind of swayed me a little bit. So you can't view it as, well, hey, guys, it's just year 1 of Vrabel. Well, guess what? You got to strike while the iron's hot is another saying, Jones, and right now the iron's very hot. They should try to make trades. Also, all due respect to Adam Schefter, what the hell does he mean you should treat it as if you do or don't have Drake May? You do have Drake May. He is
I think he's
the
saying,
way he's playing. Though,
I think what he was saying is independent of Drake May.
No,
you should be looking at it
wrong.
as a slow build, which I disagree with. I'm just trying to explain. What
I don't get it though, because Drake May, whether he can continue this performance or not, or whether you think he's truly a perennial top 5 quarterback or not, right now he is. Therefore, he is literally the best value in football. There's nobody playing better, making less than Drake May. So, of course, you would want to pounce on that now. Adding somebody like, just for the sake of argument, somebody like A.J. Brown now makes way more sense and is easier to do than a year where Drake May is making $60 million. And I know you can fudge the cap and look at what the Lions are doing, but right now it's a lot easier to do that with a quarterback on a rookie deal than not. So I don't think you say, hey, guys, it's year 1 of the rebuild, or, hey, don't worry about Drake May's contract. Those are 2 very significant things. This team is way better than they thought. So why should you just sit on your hands for the trade deadline?
So I agree with you. I also agree with this is Jokic and Nurkic in the Twitch chat.
Oh, that's a shot at you.
That is a good callback. Twitch.tv/Boston WEI. Great quarterback on a rookie contract is exactly why you should be trading picks for players.
100%. And listen, nobody's trading 5 first-round picks or whatever. You're not going crazy. But if there's a player that you feel like can help you and you can trade a pick, plus, let's face it, the way things are going, the last couple of years, the Patriots picked 4th and 3rd. They're not picking 4th and 3rd this year. They might pick 23rd and 24th. They might pick lower than that, depending on how well this season goes. So, yeah, I'm almost always in favor of trading the pick for an established player, assuming it's at a premium position. I was thinking about this. Remember a couple of years ago when like Jamal Adams got traded or like Minkah Fitzpatrick got traded? Really, really, really good players. But I feel like if you trade multiple first-round picks or even 1 first-round pick for a safety, you might end up regretting that. But if you trade it for a wide receiver or another premium position, I don't think you're really going to regret that. Unless the player turns into an absolute bust. Like, how many teams are pissed that they traded for, an A.J. Brown team won the Super Bowl or somebody like that?
No, I think that's a fair way of looking at it. And again, this is a time I just disagree with Schefter's stance, but I wonder how much Schefter even, and this is not a shot at him, I wonder how much he even really thinks through, like, himself, what he's passing along, or if he's just passing along the information for how the team views it. Like, he's very plugged in.
Of course.
I don't know who he's talking to, but I'm sure he's talking to people around the league that reflect the Patriots' view. I'm sure he's talking to people with the Patriots and their view. It very well could be the whole Wolfpack.
He could be talking to Wolf.
So I wonder if Schefter even agrees with that, or if he's just passing along what he's hearing of how the Patriots view it. It is a slow rebuild, which echoes a lot of what Vrabel seems to be telling people. Reese has written similar things. Well, they don't want to trade a bunch of draft picks just to improve the roster this year. They feel pretty good about the foundation that they've built. They want to continue to do it. They want to continue to develop players. They don't want to give up on draft picks. And that's just not how I'd look at this year. If you think they're a contender, we do. If you think the championship window is wide open, we do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
The AFC is wide open.
Well, that's the other part of this whole thing is the Cincinnati Bengals have basically been removed from this equation for this season. Next season, and we'll see. I mean, Joe Burrow's had a history of injuries, but he's also, unlike Lamar and unlike Josh Allen, been one of the guys to beat Patrick Mahomes and advance to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
So you remove him from the equation. I don't know what to make of the Ravens. I think when they face the Ravens in a few weeks, and we'll see what Lamar looks like, tonight?
I was going to say, we see them on Thursday Night Football tonight. Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, their defense is also a mess, but for, an AFC where you're like, it's pretty much dominated by Mahomes, and then the next three quarterbacks are right there. I don't know. One of those guys is down. The other one's missed games. You already beat Josh Allen head to head. I can't think of a better time to be a buyer.
Yeah. So I just think if that's how the Patriots are looking at it, and I really have no doubt that is how they're looking at it. They're looking at it as a slow rebuild. They don't want to give up on draft picks. In fact, they want to stockpile draft picks, even if it's all sixth rounders. They want to stockpile draft picks, and they view this as a longer, slower rebuild. Drake May isn't going anywhere, and we want to build it not just for this year, but we want to be sustainable over 5, 10, 15 years, whatever it is, which, again, sounds nice. But you also got to capitalize when the opportunity's there, and it feels like the opportunity's there. And I don't think we're demanding, Keefe.
We're not.
Trade a first-round pick for Brian Thomas. I don't think we're demanding trade a second-rounder for A.J. Brown, go get one of these pass rushers. I don't think we're demanding anything super high level or super high draft capital. But you shouldn't be afraid to part with a fourth-round pick, some sort of day 3 pick to add to your depth and a player that can help. That's really all I'm talking about.
Right.
And if they don't do that between now and Tuesday's deadline, that will be disappointing. And listening to Schefter, I'm kind of bracing for being disappointed.
Would you take a Red Sox deadline, meaning you get Steven Matz and Dustin May? See, I need a little bit more than that. I don't need Joe Ryan. No. I don't need that equivalent for the Patriots. They don't need that. But let's see what gets traded. Let's see what gets dealt. You have a couple positions, I think, of need. Maybe more if you just include depth. But let's see what they end up doing. I would hope that it's more than that. I hope it's a couple of players we're talking about, next week at this time that have just joined the Patriots and are going to contribute. Like, aren't just guys that are healthy scratches or waiting for an injury. Like, guys are going to come in right away and play.
So, yeah, and the other big potential domino is A.J. Brown. We talked about this yesterday late in the show. Florio's like, hey, I think the Eagles are shopping A.J. Brown, which I think he has a fake hamstring injury. It's the bye week this week. Trade deadline is Tuesday. I think they sat him out last week to keep him healthy, make sure he stays healthy so they could trade him. My belief, we'll find out on Tuesday who's right and who's wrong. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily think the Patriots are going to get him, but I think he's moving. And if he moves to the Bills, the Ravens, pick your AFC team, how much does that swing the pendulum in the conference? If it's the Bills, how much does it swing the pendulum in the division? The Bills are already the favorite in the division, which I disagree with.
Yeah.
If they land a guy like A.J. Brown, how much does that change your outlook? So that's another reason to add at the deadline. It's not just your team.
Oh, yeah.
It's what other teams are going to do between now and Tuesday.
Oh, the Chiefs could definitely add. The Broncos could add. The Colts, people aren't really giving them the respect, even though they're 7-1, but they could all add to their team. And then you're sitting there with pretty much the same squad.
So I was just a little disheartened listening to Schefter yesterday. And I know other insiders, Yorgos Rossini, very reliable track record, are reporting differently.
Patriots love Jarrett Stidham.
I just know that Schefter is arguably the most plugged in there is, and he doesn't seem to be bracing for anything big. 617-779-7937. A reminder, Football Talk on WEEI, presented by Paramount+. Can't count on much these days, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount+. You can watch your local game live every Sunday, all season long. Just visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today. We are starting with NFL and Patriots talk. We'll get into Drake May and the 2024 quarterback class. Should that even be a debate? I don't really get why it's getting debated these days. We'll get to the Patriots and their wide receiver room. We'll also touch on the Celtics' huge, I would say unexpected win
Nice win, yeah.
for the C's last night. So we'll get to that in the 11 o'clock hour, plus Taylor Kyles on the clock and a Kiefer Madness for you today. Again, with all your phone calls, 617-779-7937. What do you expect the Patriots to do? What should they do by the deadline? We'll get to your feedback coming up. And right after Trending with Billy Lanny, that debate about the 2024 quarterback class with Drake May right at the top of it. Should it even be a debate? That's next.